So welcome along to episode 3 of this GT Manager Early Access, as the game is currently going through an early access to iron out sort of issues, improvements, etc. We are getting on with our season and we are here, already done 4 races I think all together. February, March, April and May complete. We're in June and July, so we have literally got around 6 races left of this potential GT4 series. Now, first out of 8 in the standings so far, 168 points compared to Team Lotus, our biggest rival, back in 129 in P2. We've got a sprint race coming up from the United States of America, which hopefully we can bring home some good points. There's nothing else to really report after last time. We haven't got private testing or anything. Our factory is upgraded the best as we can, and we've got no further parts available to equip to our Audi. So surely it's a matter of time until we start winning. We've trained our experiences up, so again, can't do anything more with our drivers that we currently have. We've got our engineer currently in there as well. So we literally just don't have anything more we can do at this stage apart from race. But luckily, after one more race, we're about to get our research. So that will be a new insight to GT Manager that way we'll see. Now, race 5 is coming up from America. So let's get into that. Can we get a win for the very first time? That would be good to see, especially in this GT4 category. But let's find out. Qualifying, it is a dry track, so I don't need my wet speed drivers better. So we'll leave the softs on. And we'll see if we can get our Audi RS3 LMS cars up the grid. Usually it's pretty much P10 or lower. Where is it going to be this time around? I feel like we've raced this one before as well. Oh, it's tough. P12, P13. Where are Lotus? P4 and P8, which is, I mean, we're only 4.5 tenths off the lead, which is not too bad. But again, got to find that time. 15 lap sprint race. We have got, I might go both on. There's no point me going both on full fuel because I can't get the laps. I might as well go mediums full, softs. If I can do 8 laps, probably going to get 7. Oh, would I go? I might go full. I might just go full and go softs, medium and softs. Let's try it this way. No rain due, so we're going to go both on 100% fuel. Shouldn't need to pit again. We're going to take the heaviness of the cars and hopefully just conserve and keep them with the pack initially, and that will open up the second stint. But that's the Lotus car we've got to beat. Race number 5 coming from America. Again, we're going to do this push off the start because this seems to work very nicely. Let's see where we can go. Are we going to go to the outside? There's not an early gap, so I'm not going to push the trigger just yet. We're in a bit of traffic. Could probably push it then. And it's up to P10 we go. Let's try and push now. Try and hold position. And if not hold position, gain position. We are up to P7, which is phenomenal. So P7 start, and it's currently P14 for Steve. He hasn't gained anything. I feel like my car looks like it's stuck in a attack mode. Everything's pretty close though, so we can actually conserve down. We've got the fuel. We are stuck in traffic. Let's see how much time we lose. You can see we do gain and lose a little bit of time. But again, this is going to be better for the second stint. We're only 1.4 off the lead. And here's a move. If we could have pushed that quicker, we can. Let's try it now. Oh yes, we are going to get into P8. We're going to keep pushing actually. Why not? P7. We've got the push button ready. But not on the inside line. I don't want to push that. So P6 on the softs. We'll go to mediums. So if we can keep that 2.2 off the lead as an attack on the outside, but we keep them at bay. Just going to try and keep this position here if we can. Again, the car behind gets good traction. Can I kind of leave them running at the minute? because I feel like they are going to get past. It's inevitable unless we can hold. And they are pushing a little bit more than we are. Let's see if we can just make some ground here. Can we keep pushing? There might be a chance up here. We're going to push now. Oh, I didn't go for the inside. Now they go for the inside. Now we're through into P5. But they're coming back. They are pushing as well. There's a pit stop as well. I think that's why we've moved up to P4. Swapping around. Steve is up to P11. Now, medium tyres should last 11 laps. Fueling is 17, 18 laps. I think we're going to be good on fuel. We need to get to around lap 7 or 8 at 50% as late comes through. And that is why you can push if you've got the opportunity, because it's up to P7 with the simplest of touches. And now here's a Lotus car. And here is by a Lotus car. We're into P3. That's a big championship move, with Lotus currently in P4 and P7. So pretty close to us. And this is nice and comfortable. Nice and comfortable. That's what we need. P6. We're going to push on this one. And we're going to push correctly, because we're into P5. Good use of the push. So being on lap 6, we are going to complete 7 laps. Now that we raced the previous race in the last episode and they didn't run out of tyres, it makes me feel like I should just run out of tyres and go soft. I feel like that's the way, but part of me says don't do it because you shouldn't run out of tyres. We're in P2 and P4 though. And now we're getting a little bit quicker based on the fact that we haven't got that fuel that we need as much as we did. We're at half and we're not far off halfway, as now we've got to get under control some of this reliability, and that is because Stephen is behind that Lotus car who pits. So he's in. Going to try and bring this engine down, this reliability, and I'm going to have to pit. I mean, surely I'm going to just get away with softs here. Surely. We're going to go for softs. I'm going to bring that engine right down. It's 3 seconds off the lead. And where is that? There it is. There's the car. Now Lotus are 13th and 16th, by the way. That is huge for us. We'll move it back to medium. Just honestly always watching this bottom of the corner screen. You can see where you got your management. That is what we're watching. Now, where does Bird come out? Bird is out in P7. Now, I don't want to push him too early with these tyres. And we're in P1. I'm just going to keep on cruising. Well over halfway. Can we pick up a win for the first time? We've got a push available. And we're going to just keep on cruising round. Because that is all we need to do. Any more pits? There's quite a few cars in the pits now. We're back up to P4. Is this our first chance of a victory here on GT Manager? Endurance racing at its finest. Management strategy game. Pretty impressed so far. Pretty addictive, I must say. I'm liking it. As here we go. Can Bird get past? We're going to use the push. And we're up to P3. And here is P1 and P2 going at each other. So there they go. It's going to be a soft tyre pit stop this time. Not pushing too much still. Kind of feel like I can just sit on conserve. Bird's in P3 though, and surely the leader has to pit. Can we get a victory? I mean, 3 episodes in and a victory in GT4 would be nice. But Bird is catching pretty quick. He's got no pushes though, that's his problem. We have lost ground, 1.7 by keeping it on conserve. But then the leader pits, so that's going to release Bird back into the lead. Is this the day that we take a victory? Come on, Max, let's see what you've got. Great tyre shot. And back out. Stephen, where are you going to come out? It is going to be in P number 8. And he's got pretty cool engine, pretty ready to go. Just going to keep on top of that and where we can. You can see it ramps up pretty quickly. I'm going to just mess around with sort of pushing the aggressive and then conserve modes. It looks like if you've got that down to around 80, you can push a lot more, whereas you can see Bird's at 102 at the moment, and he is suffering. Whereas our car in P7 has got a lot of pushing power right now. Just got to keep conserving it where you can. Like so, and it's working a treat. 2 pushes available. 1.4 out front. And we're catching quickly onto this soft tyre. Still we can push. Now the tyre temperatures start to get a little bit hotter. So we'll bring that down. At 100 degrees. And we've cruised up nicely behind P6. Can we get any higher? Here is a chance. We're going to push now. Oh yes, what a move. We are into P6. P5 right ahead. Now tyres are gone for Bird, but he's got 30%. And he's on the last lap. So 2.2 second gap. He should be able to pull this off. The question is, can we get Steve up to P number 5? Right behind this car ahead. We're going to push him now. Use the push. And we're through into P5. 2.6 for Bird out front. It's looking good. And here he comes. Because we are going to get our first win in GT4. Bird comes over the line and takes first. Steve critically coming home in P5. Behind the Lotus in P4. But it's going to be a big point gain because Lotus are nowhere near. 4th for Lotus and somewhere in the pack, I think it was, in the end. And there you go, look, 4th and 15th for Lotus. That means they only score 20 points, whereas we take 46. So we are going to take a massive improvement over Lotus in the standings. 42.4k, as we will sort the screen out as we come back in, as it always does. I don't think you see it on here, but it definitely does just mess with the quality of the graphics a little bit. So let me just sort that out. So, change that back. That's looking pretty good. We've got one more race of this episode 3, and we can build a research garage. But my worry is we've got 643 grand. We're losing money every race pretty much. Only when we do a big upgrade though. You can see we only lost 4k and we gained 1k in April. So we've got to keep on track of it. Let's see if we've got anything else that we can do for the moment. We don't have any experiences to do or staff. Our car factory cannot be researched, but I imagine it is about to be. Let's build it and see what happens. So there, geez, you can spend money on this game very quickly. So our research is open. And we've got a researcher. This, please don't absolutely rinse me of coins, please. 5,300 salary. That's got to come out of the team cash, right? Can't come out of monthly cost. Monthly cost 5,300. He's on 5,300 a month. I thought that was a year. Jesus. And then I'm going to do... Let's go on the springs. So I can only do one. 5 months left to research that as well. But I can change it around. Let's go springs. Still a lot to do then on the research side. But not looking too drastic right now. Race number 6 then, the final one of this episode. We're off to Abu Dhabi for July. Standings are looking very good now. We're well ahead of Lotus, which is good. We've got nothing else to do. But UAE starts with some rain. Have they ever been to UAE? You don't get rain there. It is red. Wet drivers required for qualifying in the wet. 15 laps. Let's see. Not really upgraded anything driver-wise either, so expect the same. And let's see how we qualify. Where do we end up? Oh, P8 and P10. We'll take that for a wet qualifying. 6 tenths off the pace though. And then 15 laps. So can't do. We're going to have to do 100 and a 50 and a 50 and 100. We're going to need our wet drivers. It is going to go cloudy and sunny at some point. So we're going to start on wet. We might do a driver change. I mean, is it worth doing? Yeah, it probably is worth doing to get Max Bird in. But Vinny's okay. Vinny's okay. We're going to need to get our other driver in. Don't know what the time to take it is to get them in. But it definitely looks like it's going to be beneficial to do so. So here we go then. Can we finish off after our first victory with another big win? Let's go. I'll tell you what, we'll be pushing again straight away if we see the gap. There is P8. Let's push because that is the gap we were on about off the start, and it does seem to work. You do seem to get a good start if the gap opens up. Now it looks like a bit of an Abu Dhabi Yas Marina backwards circuit, which it is. And currently we're pushing pretty hard to see if we can make ground. There's a Lotus in the lead though. That's going to be the difference for us. So we're going down backwards, the reverse of Yas Marina, which is very different to do. Now some of these will come through, that is no problem. Again, we can't see when it's going to change the weather, but what we need to do is watch out on the AI. The AI will pit on optimum laps, so we will find that one out. But I don't know how much it slows you down though, being on the wrong tyre. Which, off the past, I don't think it's a lot. So I wish it would tell you how long the rain is inbound for, or when it's going to be dry, and maybe what the cut-offs are. That would be good to know from a developer and game improvement as we get up to P6 then for Florian. Big moves. Lovely moves. Just going to keep pushing a little bit. Try and keep hold of that position, and a yellow flag. Somebody has stacked it. 2 minutes 11, yellow flag out there. Both of our drivers continue. Can't see who it is though. It is there, a retiree. Now sadly both Lotus cars are still on, so this is going to just extend everything while everything's at slower pace. You could potentially pit stop here, but I don't feel like we need to. Not for a minute anyway, which just depends when it goes dry. Remember, we can pause if we want to do a quick change, which we found out earlier on. So it's going to continue. P10. I feel like we were higher than P10 at the time. Well, you can't do your tyres, mate, because we're behind. The old yellow flag, equivalent of a safety car pretty much. And we're about to get, helps our tyre and our fuel though, as we're racing again. I'm back in green flag. So one out. One car already out. And we're into P6, P5 at the moment. We can use a push. Give us that extra speed down the straight. Tell you what, it'd be nice to get 2 cars here. And it is, that is into P3. The Lotus car ahead of us. So big move. And we're kind of stuck. But Vinny is on big fuel on his car. That's a chance for a move though. And a couple of moves up to P10. Good chance. That's why you got to use them pushes as soon as you can. Come on, P2. There we go. Oof. Still can't get in. We're right behind the Lotus, and it is dry. It is dry now. So, 9 to 11 laps. They're not going to last. I think I'm going to have to go double soft here, and I'm going to go full fuel, and I'm going to change driver. Let's see how long this lasts. We still look like we're still lapping pretty quick. Watch that gap though, soft, 17.2. And then then we're going to go fill that up by half. We're going to go on to softs as well. 17.0. No, actually, I can't pit. I don't want a double stack. It is coming down. It doesn't come down a lot, though. There's not a massive difference. They are coming down, but it's not loads. Now it starts to come down loads, but I couldn't double stack it. So I'm just going to stay out here and see. I've got 10 laps to do. Then mediums, I don't think are going to last 10. So I'm just going to go on to softs. Everybody's out there. We're in the lead, 13.5 seconds. 13.4. It's not really going down though, and I'm absolutely pushing. Let's cancel this, because it doesn't look like early access is really counting the tyres. And they're just tyres in a way. So 13.3, if I can stay out and long enough, I can get onto mediums. And that'll save me a stop. This could be wizardry strategy. And actually, we've just done the fastest lap on the wets. It is coming down. The gap is tumbling. 13 seconds. The car just gone on to mediums. We might as well carry on though. 12.8. So definitely some early access issues. The tyres not taken into account massively being on. I mean, I'll be interested to know how quicker. A soft would be probably a good 3 or 4 seconds quicker at this point. A lap. You don't completely lose time with a wet tyre, but clearly we're not losing too much because it's at 12.4 still. And what have we got? We might as well focus on. We'll leave them out on the wets for now. Could be a cheeky little win here. Remember, we swapped driver to Max. Didn't mean to click push, but I did click push. And there is one car in the pits. Or a couple of cars in the pits now. So P4, and we're still 12 seconds ahead. On wet tyres in the dry. We've got about 11, well, so we've got 8 laps to go, so we can definitely put on mediums and be safe. So I think we do that now. We don't need to actually come in at the minute. But I'm gonna, because I want to get off the tyres. And there we are. I like how you got that little camera in the bottom. That's cool. That's a cool little feature. So let's see where we do come out. Don't need to change driver. We said that beforehand. There we are. P4. Definitely going to have to change our soft tyre runner though. So 6.7. 7 seconds the gap. Now, them soft tyres will pit. So we will inherit the lead again with Vinny. Max will have to pit again, which is good. I'm just got to cruise this 6.7 seconds. We do have to pit at some point. We are going to drop quite far back. That is a worry. And there is a pit stop. Into P2 we go. Question is, it's only going to be a pit stop for tyres though. So it could be a pretty quick one. And look at car 2. Vinny's catching. Vinny's catching the soft tyres. That's a shock. Now I might get Vinny out I might get Max out the way. Pit for softs. Just a soft tyre pit. That's all we need. Look, Vinny is flying. P3 at the moment. But surely the leader will be coming in at some point. Now, I mean, Vinny's keeping up with him. Let's have a look how quick a standard pit stop is when it comes to just taking tyres. It's still quite long. Our pit team quite slow, 12.6. Oh, just get out of that car as well. We are going to drop down to, well, only P3 in the end. And with that P2 to pit, we could have our first 1-2 of the season in quite interesting circumstances with running wets in dry. But that is what we are wanting to see. Be nice if we do get the win here, which we should have no absolute reason why. We're 7.5 seconds clear, which is perfect. We've got just a bit of engine overheating for the reliability. We'll cruise him down. We'll have a pit stop probably by car 2 here. And there he is. So we're going to inherit 1-2. Could we take both stops? There it is. They're going to lose a good 10 seconds. Where is Lotus? P13 and P7. And that's going to get worse. So again, if we just conserve, we look after that engine. Reliability. Got to just keep that down at a nice level, because the lower that is, the more chance you'll be able to push when you come to attack. We shouldn't really need to attack though. We've got quite a good gap. You can see we've got that down to 91% now, or 91 degrees. Tyres are a little bit cold. And yeah, it's just very micromanaged at this stage, but he's got a 10-second lead out front. He has absolutely flew this circuit. So I'm just bringing that reliability down all the time in case we do need to defend. Just watching the tyres. 94 degrees is cold. So we'll keep managing it. Could be on to our first 1-2 and a big 1-2 with Lotus, only 7th and 10th. In GT4. It's a very good stint. Still, I do hope that obviously the developer will make the changes to the tyre working incorrectly in conditions. But fuel is good. Engine's just heating back up again with the track temperature at 47 degrees. And we are on lap number 13. And this is looking perfect. 3 laps to go, which includes this one. We've got a 9.5 second lead over our teammate, which then goes back to 12.4 over the leader. And Lotus currently P6 and P10. Big gap from P5 to P6, which is good. And P9 is on the mediums. See where they are. So you're looking at P6, which is that big gap there that you can see. And then P9 is there as well. So potentially going to get P8. But that's okay. We'll take that one. Who's got the fastest lap? We don't have the fastest lap. Don't need it. We might have a last lap push. And see if we can get a fastest lap on the very last lap. It'd be interesting. See if we can add a different element. Hopefully we don't push and crash. That would be embarrassing. Both have cold tyres. And the medium's just down at 30%. So again, then that wet stint was crucial. I mean, to be honest, these would have all pitted again, so we probably could have just stayed ahead one more lap and done it absolutely fine. And we've got 1 lap to go. Where is Vinny? Here he is, and we're going to push over the line. And then coming around the final corners, we are then going to push as well. So time to get a fast lap attempt for a bit of fun. We'll try and push through that section too. Use our pushes now. Let's see if we can snatch this fast. I don't think you get anything for a fastest lap, but hey ho, we might as well try for a bit of fun. We've got the engine down, reliability perfect, so we could have done this one. And we're going to take our first 1-2 to round off episode 3 and it's going to be a wonderful start. We are streaking ahead as we finish in first. I mean, does fastest lap count on the final lap? Hopefully. Because that should have been a very decent lap time for Max Bird. And look at that. Finishing 1-2. Let's go. No Lotus in sight. 1-2. Didn't get the fastest lap though. Quite surprised by that one. With a full lap of pushing as well. But we did get the coins massively. And again, the screen will go all, might not for you, but we are losing money at the minute. And I mean, that's the best we could earn just then. As we head to Malaysia next time. So just quickly reset that resolution. Which is better. So yeah, that is looking pretty good. Not a lot we can do right now. But at the moment, Malaysia up next. We've got dry conditions for now, but we hold a 99-point lead going into what is the final 4 races, and we are looking very, very nice. Let's bring on episode 4.